Hey, so I'm Daryl Shawn. I'm a guitar player and tape operator. This funny guitar I was talking about first, it's just a travel guitar. It's a solid body, nylon string. I only play nylon string guitars. This here is a Tascam 424 4-track machine. I started using those about 10 years ago when I saw a looping cassette in a Radio Shack, and I thought, loop, what would that do with a 4-track, of which I had plenty? So I plugged it in the 4-track and realized, oh, I can record 4 things. That's really cool. And then the 4 tracks also had a pitch and speed controls, which started really messing with the audio, and I liked that a lot too. So I played with that for a few years, just sort of doing looping with cassettes. And then I found this, which is a $6.99 dictaphone that I got in the Goodwill. Yes, the label is still on, as a matter of fact. And this is a microcassette dictaphone. It has a flip control, which when you're dictating, you press on it, and it backs up the tape a second or so and plays it again, so that you can, type, correct your mistakes and that kind of thing. So I have this. Once I got that, I put it in the effects loop of the 4-track and started having a lot of fun with it. Being able to send things back and forth, pitch shifting in both machines, and also some great oscillation that I can do as well. If I crank up the inputs on both of them, some very fun oscillation. So that's it. I used to have some other pedals, delays and fuzzes and such, and realized after a bit that I didn't really need or want them. I kind of had all I wanted to do here in this kind of simple setup. So that's about it.
So is the microcassette also a tape loop?
No, it's not. It's a regular tape. I really only use probably the first 30 seconds of it. I'll just start recording. While I'm recording over here and messing with the 4 tracks, I'm recording there. At some point, I'll rewind it and then start playing with the audio. I'll just play a few seconds of it. Back to this machine. I may rewind it, may record other things, that sort of thing. So yeah, the only loop tape is in this machine. And I should note that I don't use the answering machine cassettes anymore, because those are Mobius loop and you can't flip them over.
And they also have a hole in them.
And they have a hole in them too, yeah. Yeah, so these...
By Mobius loop, you mean that one part of the tape is flipped 180 degrees and
yes.
taped back on.
Exactly, yes, thank you. So you can't flip it over. Whereas this, or my homemade cassettes, is just straight loop going around like that, so that I can flip it over, which makes things backwards.
And what do you use to tape them?
What I use to tape?
To tape the ends together.
I have some old splicing tape, but Scotch tape works fine. It's a very, very fine process, utilizing, you need an X-Acto and a whole lot of patience. But it does work, it just takes time. And I tend to use the same cassettes for years because I like the sound as they wear out and get really fuzzy and lo-fi and all that kind of stuff. Okay,
when you start a performance, how much stuff is already on your tapes?
It doesn't really matter actually. Usually it's nothing, or it'll be stuff from the previous night. But I don't use any pre-recorded material.
You just record over whatever's on there.
Exactly. I just record over. I'm just continuously playing and improvising over it. Same with the microcassette. It's just fresh audio going into that. Then I play with that.
All right. Do you have any strategy in mind for like how much playing you do on the guitar before you start messing with tape?
Not really. I really like doing the 2 things at once. I kind of like continuously playing,